Canon dual pixel autofocus system. It's one of the best autofocus systems in the world, if not the best. But how this will help you in shooting videos? I'm gonna share with you my way of using this system in shooting videos. Stay tuned. Canon introduced dual pixel autofocus in 2013 in 70D, and then they moved on to other EOS cameras like the 80D. Then they introduced it in the cinema EOS, the C100 and the C300. And later on they introduced it on the 5D, and they introduced it as well in the 1DX Mark II and the 7D Mark II. And they introduced it later on in the mirrorless cameras like the M5, M6, M50, EOS R and EOS RP. So how the autofocus will work? Dual pixel CMOS autofocus system works based on comparing two signals comes from the autofocus system. It will take two separate signals for the subject that you need to capture, and it will compare them together and then record that subject tick sharp as you see in the camera itself. That's a simple way of explaining the dual pixel autofocus. However, if you want to go into more tech and more deep details, definitely the information is available on all Canon websites where you can get it easily and understand more in details how the system works. But for us today, we will focus on what to use in videos, because when it comes to imaging has many options that you can select on. Depends on the status or the shooting scenario that you are doing, where you can tweak the autofocus system and it will give you 100% tick sharp images when you focus on your subject based on the scenario that you select within the scenarios available for autofocus in the photography. But when it comes to video, which is our subject today, there are only 3 options that you can select from, but they are very effective options that I will take you through one by one and explain how I use it personally in my shots. When you go to video mode and check on the live view screen, when you press the Q button, you will see the options of the autofocus. Select it and you will get 3 options for autofocus. The first option is the face detection plus tracking. And this is the ideal option when it comes to interviews or when you're vlogging using your camera, where you can just set it up to face tracking and the camera automatically will hunt the face, will find the face, and it will automatically lock on it. No matter what, where you move within the frame, the autofocus will remain on your face or on your subject face at all the time. It is designed and programmed to recognize faces and lock the focus on the face, because the camera itself will automatically detect faces and it will keep them tick sharp in focus as long as you are within the safe area of the frame itself. The same option you can use it also for other subjects, like moving subjects. Like in my case here, I use it for moving subjects and it works perfectly in following a specific subject that I focus on it. But there is a catch in this method when it comes to subjects, that I noticed that the subject that you need to follow or you tap on the screen to focus on that specific subject, it should be always contrasty or textured enough that the autofocus will catch it and it will keep on following that specific subject. In some cases, I was focusing on some ducks. When they fall in the shade or they fall a bit far from the camera, the autofocus itself couldn't keep hunting that specific duck that I was focusing on. So I realized that as long as I keep my subject well lit and textured enough, let's say, or contrasty enough, the autofocus will work perfectly on that subject. You will notice also the AF servo button, which is on the left corner of the viewfinder. This is the servo option that you can switch it on and off. Either you keep it on at all the time where it will follow the subject, or you can switch it off and keep tracking the subject by yourself by tapping on the screen. Now, if you have it on and you find that your subject is sitting stationary, it's not moving, you can just switch it off, and then the focus itself will remain locked on that specific subject, no matter whoever passed through the frame itself. So it will keep the subject locked within the frame as long as it is stationary and it's not moving, where you can just lock the focus at that specific subject and keep it in focus at all the times. The next focus method is the FlexiZone Multi, and in that option the focus area is up to 80%. Whenever you select an area to focus on, you will see that it's a broad area, it's not a small area similar to the face detection or flexi single zone. The only thing with this focus method that the camera will focus on the more contrasted or the nearest subject to the camera itself. However, you can focus on the full area by tapping the cancelled area icon, which is in the left corner of the LCD, and then you can get the focus back on the full image area. For me, I don't like that much to depend on this FlexiZone Multi, because sometimes you feel that you cannot control the focus 100%, similar to when it's face detection plus tracking, or when it's single autofocus, which is more convenient when you're shooting subjects rather than faces or people. The final and my favorite focus method is the FlexiZone Single. In this method, you can control 100% your focus where you want it to be by tapping on the LCD, and you can of course drag your focus from one area to another. And the most important thing within this focus method, that you can control the speed and the sensitivity of your focus. How quickly you want it to focus on the subject, and when you select between two separate subjects, how quickly or slow you want it to move between subjects. That will give you a great cinematic look without lagging or without slowing down or hunting quickly in a speed that you will feel that it's not natural. By doing this or controlling the speed, you can 100% get a very beautiful natural transitions between two different subjects within the same frame. One more important option that you can use before you start recording on the FlexiZone Single and FlexiZone Multi, that you can use the magnification option to zoom on your subject and make sure that it's a tick sharp before you press the recording button. This is a very helpful option that it will help you also to make sure that all your subjects are tick sharp. That's it from my side today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will receive a notification whenever I release a new video. And always remember, let your camera tell your moments. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.